Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Lynette. Today we're going to talk about, does life have to be hard? That is an age-old question, and the answer to it is no. We did speak about it a little bit on the last episode, but because we all struggle with this at times, I thought it was worth delving into a little deeper. And believe it or not, whether your life is hard or easy, now I want you to really think about this. It is harder and takes more work for your life to be hard than it does for your life to be easy. Because circumstances do come up. Some are difficult and some are good. But even when the difficult circumstances come up, we can sit there frozen with fear, frozen with worry. And the truth is the outcome is going to be the same. The end game is going to be the same. Rather you lived your life, had good moments, didn't waste a day of your life, or whether you sat there frozen in fear and worry. The choice is yours. But to sit there in fear and worry is much harder than setting the situation aside, going about your business, enjoying your life, of which, by the way, we only have one life. So we have to choose not to waste it when we can. Have you ever noticed that person, and I think we all know that person in one form or another, that takes everything in stride no matter what's going on for them? And it seems like things just work out. And you have a tendency to say, everything always works out for that person. No, that person learned to just let it go and let the universe, let God work it out. Yes, true, we do need to take certain steps in certain situations. But aside from that, we need to walk in faith, walk in trust. And above all, stay in the present moment and enjoy your life, no matter what circumstances are going on around you. The choice is basically yours. I remember when I applied for a job, I was a hostess at a restaurant, and all of us that were interviewing were sitting across from each other on these sofas. And this girl said she made a decision to be happy. And I thought, what? What does she mean by that? And consequently, out of all those people, I did end up getting the job. But because I was so boggled down in my head with other situations, I only stayed probably 2 weeks. And I'll never know, but I wouldn't doubt if that girl that decided to just be happy all the time and let things unfold the way they're supposed to, I wouldn't doubt if she ended up with a job. If she did, that means she was patient and she just sat there with a positive attitude, with faith that it would all work out, that if it was hers, nobody could take it from her. And that's what you have to believe. If there's something you're supposed to have, nobody, nothing can take it. When you make the choice to not have a hard, difficult life, you don't have to do anything. This is one time that you do not have to do anything, but sit back and reap the benefits of it working out. And as I mentioned earlier, in some circumstances, yes, we need to make the move. I mean, for example, if you want a specific job, they're not going to come knocking at your door. You need to go on the interview. But then you walk away from that interview, you forget about it, and just know that if that job is meant to be yours, it's going to be yours, no matter what. And I do understand. I'm not coming from a place of denial. I do totally understand that we all have circumstances that are overwhelming. However, living an easy life is a choice. First and foremost, you need to make the choice. And then you make the steps in tweaking your attitude, the steps in working on trust working on faith, walking in it, to set a situation aside and just know without a shadow of a doubt that it is going to work itself out, and it will. It'll work itself out whether you sit there frozen in fear, frozen in worry. The outcome is going to be the same. So why would you waste the precious time that you could be doing something else? You could be cultivating a second choice. In fact, that's not a bad idea to not let any grass grow under your feet. Always have something going on. So if plan A doesn't happen, there's always plan B. And enjoy the process. Smile through the process. We are all here to learn things, not to be devastated when something doesn't go our way. Because again, there is nothing that can take anything away that is supposed to be ours. So first, you need to make the choice, and then you need to work on it. Work on the faith, work on the trust, work on the attitude. And you might have to do this numerous times a day until it becomes the way you walk in the process of things. It will become the nature of who you are, and life in general will be so much easier. As I said earlier, it's harder to live a hard life, a life of worry and fear, than it is to live a life of trust and faith and walk and just know that everything is going to work out the way that it is supposed to. The things that all these episodes have led up to at this point: keeping your priorities straight, not judging, not gossiping. All of it brings you to who you are supposed to be, to who the real you is, to live not only your best life, but your true life, being the person that you were meant to be. And I don't think any of us were meant to be that person who sits home in fear and worry. You can enjoy life because we only get life once, and you can enjoy it. You can make that choice that no matter what is going on, you're going to know that it's going to work itself out. You're going to know that the end is going to be as it should be. Whether you sat home or got up, got dressed, got out, and did what you love to do, the end game is going to be the same. So you see why it is harder to let your life be hard. It is easier to walk in faith, to walk in trust. And you may have to keep training your brain. Remember what I said in an earlier episode, that our brains can be trained. And in the beginning, you may need to keep reeling it in and getting back on track with the trust, with the faith, setting the worry aside. Because like with everything, going to the gym, working on our physical body, we don't get it the first day. It takes work. It takes time. And so does your mind. But they are capable of change. They are capable of looking everything in the right way. And the process starts right now, right here, with just making the choice that that is the way you want to live your life. That you want your life to be easy, not hard, not difficult. The other day on a talk show, I heard two quotes, and I thought those are perfect. I'm going to share those with you. And one was, never let your current situation determine your final destination. When you think about that, never let your current situation, never let what you're going through determine what your end result is going to be. And the other was, don't let anybody steal your joy. And I don't think that is just anybody, it's anything. Try not to let anybody or anything steal your joy. I realize sometimes we have people in our lives that it's hard to be joyful around them because they come from a negative place. But that is not your concern. Hopefully you'll be a light for them, that you'll be an example. But the reality is, it is not your concern. So if they need to vent or talk, you don't have to take on what anybody else is feeling or doing or worried about or fearful about. Some people do look at the glass half empty, and some do look at it half full. And if you're a half empty kind of person, start working on becoming the half full person. Some people just worry all the time. They worry about the what ifs. And again, I mentioned earlier, you can't deal with what ifs. You can only deal with reality of what is. And in doing so, you can enjoy your life. You can enjoy where you're at right now. You can even enjoy what you're going through to an extent. You can enjoy the lessons you're learning. You can enjoy the people that you're interacting with. And when you do all this, when you take a step, when you make that decision to live an easier life, I believe you walk a little lighter. You have a little bounce in your step. You say good morning to your neighbors. And all of this is contagious. Because I think it was contagious what brought a lot of us down. You listen to the news, you go on social media, and we're surrounded by negativity. Very rarely do you hear happy news on TV. But it all starts with each and every one of us. Let's make that decision. Let's put one foot in front of the other. Let's work on walking in trust, walking in faith, knowing that the outcome is going to be just the way it is supposed to be. And then we're not going to waste a second of our life. And therefore, when you have all this worry, all this fear off of your shoulders, then you can fully engage with other people. And hopefully that is contagious. And they will catch on and fully engage with other people. And so on and so forth. I realize it's not always easy to have a positive attitude when things are crumbling around you. But it is a place where you can start. You know where you want to be. You know what you want your end game to be. You know you want to be that person that can live life easy. So first and foremost, make the choice. And then walk in the faith, walk in the trust, and keep reeling yourself in, because your mind will probably wander. And it takes work, just like every good thing that's worthwhile takes work. But try to find the good. Try to enjoy the time that you didn't waste. That in itself is a reward when you look back and things resolve themselves anyway, and you didn't give away part of your life, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years of your life. That is a reward in itself. But it does start with trying, making the decision and trying. Because the outcome will be the same, whether you sit back and waste the time dwelling on something, worrying about something, being frozen with fear about something, or if you kept enjoying your life, had a positive attitude, kept a smile on your face, the outcome is going to be the same. This is a difference between life being hard and life being easy. And that's a decision you need to make. And then you work toward getting it. You work toward developing that trust, walking in that space where you're not going to waste a moment of your life, where you're going to trust God and know He has a perfect plan for whatever comes your way. There's a reason for it. Sometimes it's a lesson, which I know at times is very difficult to swallow. But there is a perfect plan. And when you try not to resist, when you know that the outcome is going to be just as it should be, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to carry that weight on your shoulders. You can set it aside, let it go, and let the universe work on it. You don't have to pay any attention to it. In fact, that reminds me of I believe they're called vision boards. And I don't know if you've ever made one, but you get a poster board and you cut out pictures from wherever you can find them, like magazines or internet, whatever, how you want your life to look. And you paste it on this board. And you just kind of set it aside, although put it in a place where you can look at it. And what your desires are, go out to the universe. You don't have to do anything. The universe starts working on it. It's in your head because you look at it. And it's in pictures that are just setting, I don't know, I have mine on my bedroom floor, leaning against the wall. And that is exciting in itself, and it really does come to pass. I had a picture of a red sports car on mine. I had a picture of a microphone, and I had a picture of some homes. And honestly, almost everything that was on that board has already come to pass. I didn't realize it when it was happening, but when I go back and look at it, I realized, oh my gosh, it did happen. I did end up getting a red sports car. It was kind of a spiritual situation. I was home and I got this strong urge to drive out to this car lot. So I did. And there was a car, basically the car I've been wanting forever. And I ended up buying it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I no longer have the car now, but it worked wonderfully when I got it. What I'm getting at is not the car, is that it really does work. The universe, God, cares about what we want, what's important to us. And by putting it on a board, it just enforces the thoughts of it into your mind and puts them out into the universe continually. I even heard of a man that had a vision board and he put it under his bed and forgot about it. One day he was cleaning and pulled it out, and he couldn't believe how many things that were on his board came to pass. So that is something else to work on. There's a lot of ways we can work on ourselves. We can work on our minds. We can work on our bodies. It's mind, body, spirit. We need to work on the whole package and have it all in line. And then I believe when you can just let life go, let it unfold, and just know everything is going to land right where it's supposed to. So really give some thought to everything we've talked about today. Let it sink in. And it all starts with changing your thoughts. With that being said, I hope you all have a nice Thanksgiving. I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.